It going, everyone? Welcome to more Ridge Racer sits. And there's something that I should probably do before starting. As I look at the VOD, and there is a little bit of an issue with Heihachi. See, here's the thing. Heihachi has a deep voice, and I also have a deep voice. So when two deep voice, wait, extra. Hold up, I can try that. But yeah, the point is that having a voice that is the same or a similar level as yours makes so you don't understand either. So yeah, that's the reason why I gotta change it. But yeah, I don't know what this extra one is. I wanna see. But yeah, aside from the voice, the idea is doing the advanced route, which well, you can do a lot. But aren't these all different classes? Oh, I guess the class threshold is there. So you can only do up until 3, right? Correct. Okay, sure. Why not? Wait, what class is this? Class 1. Alright. Class 1? Well, I know that these 3 are not a good idea, so I will use one of the Abele. One of those. So what is this announcer? Oh, it's the robot lady. Okay. So isn't this gonna be deep
3,
too?
2, 1, go.
Huh.
Good start confirmed.
I wonder, because the idea is, I mean, obviously I really dislike
Please be careful. You have increased your standing.
the normal guy that is the announcer, but the real issue here is that if this robot voice is the same like level of pitch as me, you won't be able to understand what I say well enough. Because believe it or not, the announcer, the default guy that is the announcer, is high pitched. Like that guy sounds like he... Let's just say he's high pitched, alright? So now this is something that might be obvious for anyone that is a sound engineer. I'm not, so it's not that obvious to me, but when you have two voices at the same time, even if they are at the same volume, but they are different pitches, it's easier to tell what they are saying, if they are saying different stuff, obviously. Because if they are saying the same shit, it's easy to understand regardless of the pitch. But yeah, the thing is that if it is the same pitch and you are saying different things, it starts getting, you know, jumbled together, which is a problem. But I don't know if this robot voice is low pitch or if it's a similar pitch than I am. I can barely hear what this thing is saying, but I don't know if like from the stream standpoint if it's loud or not. Well, let me know, I guess. But unfortunately, Heihachi had that issue. Heihachi, obviously my voice is nothing like him, but it's a very similar pitch, since we both have a deep voice. So when we were talking at the same time, it was very hard to tell apart what either of us were saying. Well, I cannot understand what Heihachi says regardless because I don't know Japanese. I mean that from an spectator standpoint, both voices clash together.
You are currently in first place.
Yeah, this one I'm not sure. Also, when did I unlock this extra voice? Because I remember when it say Heihachi, but I don't remember it ever mentioning the extra voice. But this is better for my ears at least. Because wish to know if it's loud or not. I mean, I could also simply decrease the volume of the voice. I really wonder where that unlock happened. Hard to tell. I don't know. I also wonder what she says when you sham or something. Like, does she act excited? I mean, she seems more serious.
Coming up on final turn.
Yeah, I don't think she's gonna be saying anything.
Finish.
But she just said finish there. Well, yeah, it's supposed to be a serious announcer. But yeah, I don't know.
The race will commence at Midtown Parkway. Are you ready?
I am ready.
3, 2,
What do you have to
1,
say?
go. High speed start confirmed.
High speed start confirmed. I mean, it's not just that she's a serious voice, it's that she acts like a robot. You know? Because if it was only supposed to be a super formal announcer, but no, like this is supposed to be role-playing a robot. You know? I don't want to hear what she says, though. Come on. Don't be silent on me when I shut up. Well, I can't tell what she's trying to say now. It's a little bit too quiet. Though, that's for the best, honestly. I mean, if you want me to bring the old guy back, I can bring it back. It's just that I don't like him. And I mean, it seems that Namco didn't like him either if they replace him in 7.
Another driver fired his mattress.
I think she said another driver is something. It's very hard to tell what she's saying.
2 laps to go.
But yeah, that 2 laps to go is obvious. That's what I like what they did in 7. That they put a lady voice with a regular lady, like not a robot or anything like that. To someone that, you know, talks normally. The difficulty of these races, though, doesn't really seem to be any above the other ones. It's just that this is class 1. So there wasn't a single class 1 race that was actually challenging in the basic route. So this one is supposed to be challenging class 1. So I have my doubts about that, because challenging is a very relative thing to say here. It's fine. I mean, the real issue here is not the difficulty of the race, but rather the speed of the car. And what's even worse is that this is no nitrous. It's a bad combination.
A new record. Final lap.
Like the slowest,
First place.
the slowest speed possible combined with no nitro and a long track. Well, though this track will also be longer. Just that I'm used to seeing the times that the later classes give, and a track like this will be 1 minute, I think. So the maximum speed for class 1 is 200. Well, around 230. That's around the speed that racing prototypes tend to. I mean, Ridge Racer has always been about that. The cars look like they can be touring cars, but the speed they reach are speeds that cars like this will never reach, or they will only reach in a very long straight. Yeah. I mean, it's never been about the realism, obviously. Airport lap.
3, 2, 1, go.
So it seems that unless they added in the very final special events or something like that, it seems that we're not gonna be seeing any. But we're not gonna be seeing the classic track. That's a problem. Being able to see the classic track. I think what I'm gonna do with the announcer, because I'm still afraid that this announcer might be very low pitched, so I'm gonna bring back the, the stoner announcer, but I'm gonna try to decrease the volume a little bit, not because of the fact that the voices overlap or anything like that, but simply so I don't go insane. You know, I personally value my sanity, usually. So yeah, that guy's voice is a little bit annoying.
Good drifting confirmed.
That's such an interesting way to learn, right? Because I mean, in terms of volume, the default announcer, I think that it's actually more quiet than Heihachi. But because of Heihachi's pitch, it's like if it was louder. If instead of that I had like a very high-pitched voice, and I use Heihachi, you could probably tell. Could probably tell what I'm saying without trouble. I guess that's something that you will need to test, because maybe at the end of the day Heihachi is louder, but I don't think he is. I just think it's a matter of pitch. Hey, I'm not a sound engineer. I know nothing on the subject. But I do think it's pitch related. Probably. I remember one of my high school classmates wanted to be a sound engineer. Wonder what happened to him. Did he become a sound engineer? I don't know. Sounds like an interesting thing, right? I will assume that being a sound engineer is a very niche thing. I don't know if there will be that many show opportunities available. Obviously everything related to movie production or stuff like that needs sound engineers, but I don't know if they are hiring like there's no tomorrow. Probably not. Well, that applies to most of the shows, really. Unless you are in You're either a medic or a programmer. A little bit hard to find a job. Well, and I've been hearing that being a programmer is also something that, depending on the place, it's hard to find a job. I think that mostly applies to countries like, you know, the USA or something like that. I mean, I think that here they are very looked after. Like, a lot of people want to hire programmers here. Oh.
First place. Congratulations.
And she says congratulations. Maybe she's not a robot after all. Well, a robot can say congratulations, of course. Alright. We are there. I was looking above. Already looking at the wrong place. So, ideally here... there are quite some path splits here. You will want to do all of the level 1 ones.
Okay.
Wait, why is this one counted as like where the route ends? Doesn't make any oh, it doesn't connect to this, it connects to this one here. That's why it counts as end of the route. Okay. Oh, yeah, I guess. Sure. Why not? Oh yeah, the voice. Well, I mean, I only change it if it's a problem. I should look at my own VOD here. I mean, at the current stream, I mean. If it overlaps or not.
1. Go. Good start confirmed.
I mean, considering that it's also a very robotic voice,
Please be careful.
I think that it's also easy to see it as background noise. Kinda like the engine sound. I mean, the engine sound seems to be relatively similar in loudness to the voice, to this particular voice. I think it simply sounds like background noise.
You increased your standard.
Yeah, nah, this shouldn't be a problem in terms of volume. It's as I say, let me know if you want the other guy back. I don't, but maybe you do.
Fire nitrous.
Okay, ideally you will want simply
You
a
increased your standard.
better announcer. I also just realized these tracks, I think these tracks never showed up on Class 1.
Good drifting confirmed.
Like these long tracks, I think that they were never a thing.
Another drive, fire is nitrous. Another drive, fire is nitrous. Ultimate charge detected.
Also interesting how much you take charging nitrous on Class 1. Even if you're doing the ultimate charge, it still takes
2 laps to
quite
go.
a while. Yeah, it's fine.
Ready for nitrous.
That's... Whew. Damn, the fact that I did not hit the wall, somehow it's crazy. I actually did not hit the wall.
Fire nitrous.
So here, I'm trying to calculate when to nitro looking at the minimap.
Ready
And with how slow these cars are, I'm failing to calculate properly every time. I mean, when you compare this to the cars I was using yesterday that were class 4 and the special class, this thing is extremely slow. Like, actually very, very slow.
Ultimate charge detected. Ready for mattress.
You can also tell how the downhills, when you drift on a downhill, it builds nitro a lot faster. Like, at the end of the day, it's a matter of speed. The ultimate charge can help a little bit in charging it faster, but if you're taking a drift slowly, you're not gonna charge much.
A new
Wait.
record. Final lap.
I just realized that the finish line says start and goal. That's a weird way to say it. I mean, it is true, it's the start and it's the goal, but it's a little bit redundant, I guess.
Confirming current condition.
What did you say about condition?
Ready for mattress.
I don't know. Like, you might as well be Heihachi right now with how I cannot understand a word you're saying. But it's simply because it's the robotic filter pretty much decreases the emphasis on the vowels a lot. It makes it very hard to tell what she's trying to say.
Ready for mattress. Good drifting confirmed.
It is basically the calm before the storm. I've been thinking that the master routes are probably gonna be such a pain in the ass that it is a problem. Though that won't happen today, I think, because the advanced and the expert route should take me the most amount of time, most likely. I mean, especially considering that we're starting with slow cars, you know?
The race will commence at 8.
Well, at least this is a short track.
3, 2, 1.
Actually, you know that what I've been thinking?
You have increased your standing.
No, okay, there is something that I'm
Another drive.
asking myself here. Should I
System
try doing the entirety of the advanced route first and then the expert route? Or should I do advanced and expert simultaneously with each speed class? Like, here when I'm done with class 1 on advanced, I should do class 1 on expert. Is that a good idea? Wait, there is also a dual route as well, right? I will have to check again, simply to see. I think dual is harder than expert. Just that at some point a lot of things got added at once and I kinda got a little bit lost. There were a lot of things that got unlocked in a short period of time and I kinda got lost.
Another driver fired his nitrous.
Am I gonna lose this one?
Final lap. You are in third place. Closing in fast on second place.
Yeah, that's the problem. I'm on third place and this is the final lap. The robot ladies say that I'm closing on second, but I mean, in this game, that's actually an interesting thing about this game, especially compared to the PSP games. The game doesn't give a shit if you manage to get into any other position that isn't first. You gotta win, or you gotta win. Hey man, I'm losing this one. That's very humiliating. Is there a word to... Oh, you can restart immediately. Save yourself the humiliation of losing, but damn. That's crazy. Losing a class 1 race. I deserve to have my... Well, in the master races, yeah, I can very easily lose even if it's class 1, but... Come on, this isn't even like the second hardest route. And I'm already losing though. It's also true that any track that is short like this one will always be hard to... Will always be hard to win. Because a single mistake can lead to catastrophic results. Not to mention that I'm drifting as if I'm using a faster car. Yeah, with this one it works differently. I would appreciate if you didn't lose twice in a row though. That would be nice. Losing once is fine. I mean, it's not fine, but I can live with that. But twice in a row on class 1, I don't think I will live with that. Hey, I'm seeing it. It's right in front of me. But this is the same situation as last time. I mean, well, the second place is closer now. But if these guys pull nitros out of their asses, like they pull, yeah, like, as you can see, that's the issue. We might be in trouble, indeed. Well, here, with the final drift, I can get a nitro charge. And that should be enough to overtake this guy on the finish line. Huh. Deactivated nitros too. Damn. That's messed up. But that's pretty much a sneak peek of what you can expect on... Well, not really, because master races are between 4 cars, so it will be a slightly different concept, but it's more or less what you will expect there. So the thing here is this one. Oh, the dual route is easier than the expert route. Oh, so I guess I was wrong. I should change the title, maybe. I don't think it matters too much, but... It's not gonna be advanced and... It's not gonna be advanced and... And expert is gonna be advanced and dual.
Get ready to race.
I guess.
The race will commence at
So,
hour line 7.
wouldn't it be a little bit lame to do duels with class 1?
2,
It's basically
go.
it's like seeing two grandpas, you know, racing on a
Please be careful.
well, you know those tracks where you run. whatever they are called. But yeah, it's like trying to see two grandpas running, seeing which one goes further. I mean, I admit that it sounds amusing, but the problem is that I don't know if it's gonna be very amusing here. If we go in order, it will be like that, but yeah, I think that it's probably a better idea to, for the sake of variety at least, to not do all class 1s first, and then like do class 1, then 2, and then whatever ones are there. I mean, if I do all class 1s here, I feel like it's gonna be very easy to get burnout. Probably. Still a pain in the ass regardless to do the class 1 races later. A little bit. Yeah, I'm usually... I understand what they go for. I'm usually not a fan of like doing hard races with with slow cars, because the thing about slow cars is that since you have so much time to react, so much time to think, I don't think it makes it interesting to go in high difficulty. Like, it just feels that it doesn't match well with it. It feels like slow cars should exclusively go on the easy races, probably. With how slow these races are, I actually wonder if I can do 2 full how's it called?
The race will commence at
If I can do 2 full
3, 2,
routes
1,
today.
go.
It's not really looking like it. It feels like the entirety of the stream is gonna be needed to beat Advance. Though it's also true that Advance has more races since you have different paths. I mean, for Duel and for Expert, well, and also Master, they just completely scrap the idea of paths altogether. They are linear races. I actually wonder, is the way that these events are made is so they can kinda slowly accommodate someone that is new and maybe not very good at this type of games, to like go slowly build their way to the harder ones. But I understand that I've been playing Ridge Racer games pretty much since I was a kid, but this particular one, I wonder how many people struggle with the gameplay of this game, because it's so straightforward, so easy, that I wonder if there are people that when they get to races like this, they are like, oh shit, how can I win this, right? I feel like that's not how it works. Maybe I'm wrong. Well, that being said, I'm not first place and this is the last lap, so maybe that should apply to me too. Yeah, but it's fine. I should be able to get one more nitros before the end of the race, so that is fucked up that these guys use nitros out of nowhere. Actually, I might not get another one. I get it if I do that, but game, that's humiliating. You're talking about other people struggling to beat this race and I don't beat it. Man, that's unbelievable. I deserve mockery for that. I mean, in my defense, these assholes are cheating by just using nitro. See, like this guy using a level 2 nitro at the beginning of the race. Yeah, pretty nice. Pretty cool. Where did you get that nitro from, mister? What black market you got it from? Because it sure as hell is not allowing with the game the way it works, right? Sorry, with the way the game works. But my words are also giving me skill issue right now. I mean, that's pretty humiliating, I gotta say. But the difference between a long track and a short track, they are just very big, without a doubt. You just have way more time on a long track to overtake everyone. Yes, contact with another car. He got in the way. Don't blame me. But that guy that you see there is gonna get nitro out of nowhere. He's gonna attempt to overtake anytime. Well, in fact, I'm pretty sure back there he probably had nitro, guess. Otherwise, he wouldn't be following so closely like that. He's still there. I don't know if I deserve congratulations after failing once, but it's fine. Thanks, robot lady. Very kind of you. Well, at least this is also the end of class 1 on this thing. There's that. Oh, and here, for some reason, this thing connects with like the regular the regular route for some reason. Well, in that case, I should do that. All of these are no nitro, by the way. All of this. Well, all these four, I mean.
Okay.
So this is class 2, correct? Class 2, I don't even know what's the last one I unlock for this thing. I'm very tempted to use the truck, though. I know it's a bad idea, but I don't care. I wanna use the
Ready to
truck.
race.
And if it's dynamic drift, I
The
mean,
race will commence at
these
downtown
races
base.
shouldn't be hard
Are
to
you
beat
ready?
regardless. Famous last words.
2, 1,
Yeah.
go.
I have a truck,
High
and
speed
this guy
start.
also has a truck. Well, this one is supposed to be a pickup
Please be
truck.
careful. You have increased your standing. Another drive of 5 is
I mean,
nice.
well, that's an interesting thing in English. Oh, wow, that's good drift. That the pickup truck is considered to be a type of truck. In Spanish, it doesn't work like that. They are supposed to be two different vehicles, even though they have the same base as a word, I mean. They are two different words. Every time that I use a dynamic car, I obviously immediately regret it, but man. I get drift even in situations like that where it shouldn't. Yeah, I have a feeling that we should probably stop with the... No, the dynamic drift is not usable. Even though these races are not hard, I shouldn't waste my time. Because there are a lot of events to do, and retrying an event because dynamic drift is trash is a bad idea. So let's not do that. We'll use this thing, for example. I mean, how did they do that? How does dynamic drift even exist? Like, I don't even remember it being that bad on PSP. And it was bad on PSP. But it feels like it was at least usable. Here it just feels like, you know, might as well... Well, I don't know how to put it in words, but... You might as well be playing with a handicap. And in the case of the truck, it's even more ridiculous. Because in the case of the ratio car, the speed is the highest one. So you could say that you trade the stability of the drift for high speed. But with the truck you cannot even say that. Well, in fact, this car is faster than the truck, so... Like, you have absolutely zero reason to pick dynamic. I mean, around the part where I quit the previous race with the truck is around the part that I'm about to get first place. So yeah. In case it wasn't obvious, do not pick dynamic. It's not a good idea. Just do yourself a favor and stay away as much as you can. The guy is trying to get close, but you won't. So despite me not being a big fan of green, yeah, well, actually not being a big fan of this color combination in general, Because it's not just green and yellow, it's green, yellow, white and orange, right? But I feel like the car in this particular night environment, actually I think every car in this game looks good in the night environment. It's just that reflections are super well done. So it could be the ugliest car in existence, but if you put it on a night track, it just looks very cool. That's the reflections basically being very well done. It's unfortunately something that on stream it doesn't look as good as it looks here. Like, games like this are unfortunately, without a very high bitrate, it's very hard to make them look as good as they do in my eyes right now. I can tell you, it looks phenomenal. And it's even more crazy that this game is from 2005. But this basically goes hand in hand with something I think, and I sometimes say a lot, that graphics have not gotten extremely better than the PS3, well, even sometimes PS2 era. This game is from the Xbox 360, released in 2005, and at least the way the art style is made, it feels like it looks better than a lot of games that I see today. Like, obviously the number of polygons is lower, the amount of detail in these models will obviously be lower than in newer games, but art style is more important than that. And a lot of developers around that era of video games knew that very well. I mean, I think that there is one comparison that is super popular that gets thrown around a lot, where I think people compare Batman Arkham Knight with one of the modern Batman games that I don't remember the name of. And basically, well, I think it's the Suicide Squad game. Actually, I have no clue what game it is, but it's one of those games. It's a modern game. And basically it's a game that requires, well, a relatively modern computer to be run, because it's a modern game. But Arkham Knight, we're talking about a game released like, what, more than 10 years ago, or around that. And Arkham Knight looks better, basically. But it's not magic, it looks better simply because artistically the graphics were made to look good in the context of the game. Like, they just didn't like randomly increase the fidelity of the models and, you know, the techniques of rendering without any cohesion. They actually made sure to use all the tools at their disposal to make a specific place, which is the places that you go in the game, to look very good. But when it comes to modern game development, especially in 3D games, it seems that it's all about just dumping assets, even if they don't merge together very well, and just let the illumination and shadows and all of that be something that the engine manages automatically instead of manually forming that, instead of manually like crafting a scene, right? Which is what games like Arkham Knight did back then. Have developers not letting everything be handled by the engine, but actually manually intervening a lot to make sure that with the engine and, you know, their artistic vision, everything looks as good as it can. So yeah, that's the reason why this game to me looks pretty much as good as a lot of games released today, because there is a very clear artistic vision. I mean, you can see there's also some techniques, like the lights, the backlights of the cars kind of having like a, like, I don't know how you say this in English, but basically that the lights look like they are moving when the car moves. That little effect, that's not an effect that is like something that the engine automatically does on its own. It's something that was added there to work that way, because it simply looked good. And working with the rest of the game's illumination, lighting and shadows, it just looks very good. And that's something that feels like has been lost in a lot of modern game development. It really feels like limitations are the best vehicle for creativity after all. It's that when everything is handled to the devs in a silver plate, they get lazy. But when there are restraints and there is the need to play around those restraints, creativity gets very high. We're talking about an Xbox 360. The Xbox 360, like, yes, they were good consoles in terms of specs for the time, but compared to today, it will be an extremely low tier PC. And yet, what I'm seeing right now looks better than a lot of stuff that you can play in a high tier PC coming from modern games. And sure, this is an emulator, but I'm not using any enhancements. I mean, this emulator, the fact that it works is already a miracle. So obviously I'm not gonna risk it with enhancements. I don't even know if it supports enhancements in the first place. So it's not like you're seeing something that did not exist. What you're seeing, it did exist, did look like this. But yeah, maybe, well, in the case of my monitor, which is something you wouldn't see, but maybe monitors like this weren't that common in 2005. Well, no, they were not common at all. They were way smaller, but I mean, an Xbox 360 you will play it in a television, and a television, like, minimally back there. Well, I guess it depends if it's a high definition one or not. Because back in 2005, not everyone had high definition televisions. And high definition back then, like, it was 480p, right? Which sounds funny to say today, but pretty sure 480p was what was considered HD back then. This game, for what I understand, supports 720. That's something I will have to investigate. Because if this game supports 720, but 720 displays were not that common in 2005, right? Well, they were certainly not common here. Maybe in the USA they were, which is where the Xbox 360 had the obvious majority of player base. I know that here shit like 720p was not that massively popular in 2005. Yeah. Regardless of that, what I'm trying to say is that this game looked that good back then, as it's looking good right now in my monitor, so... Well, and now with the rise of AI, it's even worse, because if people are already getting lazy, well, developers are already getting lazy with everything that an engine provides by itself, you know, imagine how lazy they are gonna get when video game assets can be made with AI. What is my favorite Ridge Racer? What a good question. Basically, normally I will answer Ridge Racer 7. But it's very close between Ridge Racer 7, Ridge Racer, and Ridge Racer 64. That's my top 3 basically. Well, and I don't know this game because I still haven't beaten it. This is the first time that this is the first playthrough I do of the game, so I don't know how it's gonna get later. But yeah, ignoring this game since I haven't finished, that will be my top 3. Like 7, Rage Racer, and 64. I like those games a lot. For different reasons as well. I think they are extremely good for different reasons, all of them. Type 4? Yeah, I mean, Ridge Racer Type 4 tends to be the favorite of most people. Mostly because it's probably the only Ridge Racer game that has good music. That's something very important, like the amount of people that love Ridge Racer 4 soundtrack is very high. Even higher than the amount of people that like the game for the game itself. Like the other day on my Discord someone said like, man, this song is fantastic, and it was a Ridge Racer 4 song, and they never played a Ridge Racer game ever. So Ridge Racer 4, the soundtrack is in another level. It's very good. And that's something that doesn't tend to happen with Ridge Racer, which is why it stands out so much. Usually in Ridge Racer games, every Ridge Racer game only has like one good track and maybe 2 decent ones, and the other ones are either mediocre or worse. But Ridge Racer 4 is like every track is good. Like there might be some exceptions, but with Ridge Racer 4, the music is so good. And that's something that adds a lot of points. Not to mention, it's the only Ridge Racer game with a story. Well, unless you count Racing Evolution, which is a spin-off apparently. But aside from that, Ridge Racer 4 is the only game with a story. So that's also another thing that gives additional points for people that want to play a more immersive experience. Because none of the other Ridge Racer games have a story. The aesthetic for it is good as well, yeah. At the time that that game released, it was also the time where Namco was doing Ace Combat Electrosphere, if I'm not mistaken. The aesthetic is basically what was considered modern at the time, like basically very slick menus, like a lot of colors that pop, a lot of curves as well, and overall in the case of Ridge Racer a very urban feel to it as well. So that aesthetic is something a lot of people also are attracted by, understandable. Even like for example going to a different video game genre the Street Fighter Third Strike, also that urban aesthetic where, you know, that stuff was very popular, and it's still very popular. But it's something that was mostly the end of the 90s and the early 2000s. It's a very specific aesthetic. I don't think nowadays they go for that aesthetic too much. Like, some games go for like a hip-hop aesthetic, but it's not the same thing. Like, they are not mutually exclusive. Like, usually the urban, like, low light aesthetic is something that is very distinctive, and that Ridge Racer 4 had.
A new feature has been unlocked.
Well, the PS1 Grand... Wait, what? What did I unlock? Oh, you can change the color of machines. Oh, nice. Well, so this game actually features color change. It's just that you need to unlock it. Well, that's pretty cool. Alright. And there's only...
Okay.
this race in the middle of nowhere. That's funny. So, how can I change the color? What button do I use? Well, I don't know about the button, but I'm not seeing how to change color here. Unless it's later once you pick it up. No? Unless I need to press there. How do you change color? No, doesn't... That's just the... to let you know you unlock the color change. Well, I don't know what button changes color. Though L2 and R2 make the scrolling text go faster. That's cool. I didn't know that. Well, doesn't matter. I mean, I don't mind these colors either. It's just that since I unlock color change, maybe you have to go to a different menu. Like, maybe it's something that the way you do it is by, like, every car you assign a color. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe no. Yeah, that was weird. Yeah, apparently I can change color now. The UI also doesn't say anything about it. Maybe I should have read what it says when I unlock the option. See if it says something like to change color, press this or that. Well, oops. Yeah, it's fine. The colors that I have are good enough. Well, maybe with select. I mean, with select was how you change the color in the PSP games. It could be that, or no. I just wasn't expecting to unlock that. Was expecting to unlock a different car or something. Yeah, it's fine. But yeah, the point is that well, if I wanna keep complaining about modern games, if this game was released today, that will be DLC options. Though, to be fair, this game has DLCs. Just that the DLCs are music tracks and unlocking cars that you can already unlock in the game by just playing the game, you know. So compared to how they will do it today, I will say that it's a better model. If I start ranting about modern video games, there are a lot of things you can do. That's how Tekken was ruined. Tekken is a very funny case. To me, it's pretty funny that in a game like Tekken 7, which is the previous game, right? You have a character like Anna Williams, right? Being DLC. And then on the following game, they bring her back as DLC. It's like I cannot understand what's the thought process there. But I mean, the thought process is money, of course. But if a character was DLC in a previous game, I feel like you should have the decency to either include it on the base roster or not include it. I mean, not including it will be bad, but I feel like out of decency I will include it on the base roster, but no. Because the thing about Tekken 7 and Tekken 8, the way the engine works, not the way the gameplay works, but the engine and everything about it, graphically, it's pretty much the same thing, just with slightly prettier graphics. So I feel like it's inexcusable for something like that to happen. Because if it was a completely different engine, so those characters would have to be done from scratch, I could understand. But that's not the case. So yeah, it's very infuriating.
The race will commence at South
Honestly.
Bay Docks. Are you ready?
But like that's the problem. The Tekken 8 it has a lot of issues. The DLC is one of them, but gameplay-wise also has a lot of issues. Tekken 8
Please be careful.
probably
Another driver fired this night.
probably the worst Tekken game that Namco has released. Well, Tekken 6 wasn't particularly amazing either, but I feel like as a whole package it was probably better than Tekken 8. But yeah, the Tekken series unfortunately has very dumb developers right now. Maybe it wasn't the case when Tekken 3 and 5 were a thing. I can tell you that right now the devs are very dumb. And I'm not the only one saying that. You have top players thinking that too. Some might not be using the word dumb because it might be a little bit too much, but basically, you know, pretty much saying how the decisions that the dev team have towards gameplay changes are very bad. But yeah, it's the way it is. Namco in general has turned into a company that is not very good, unfortunately. Well, after all, keep in mind that Namco, like differently from when this game released, Namco turned into Bandai Namco. It's kinda a different company right now. Like it merged with Bandai. But yeah, it's fine. Look, as I always say, the good thing is that at least for now, I don't know if at some point technology might change to make this impossible, but for now, you can emulate any of the games that these companies made back when they were still run by relatively competent people, you know? For now, that's possible. Maybe at some point in the future it won't. I hope not. Like, I hope it keeps being possible forever. But for the time being, you can go back, play all these games. The emulation is very good. I really hope that it's something. Well, see, here's the thing. Even if Windows, well, Microsoft to be precise, at some point it's like, okay, emulation is now illegal, so we are not gonna support it in Windows. It doesn't matter because not only you can go to previous versions of Windows where these emulators work, but also you have Linux. As much as I hate Linux, at least when it comes to emulators, for what I understand, it works even better than Windows. Well, depending on the emulator as well. It's all a case-by-case scenario. Yeah, for what I understand,
Very long jump
Linux does well with emulation. So if at some point Windows decides to make emulation not possible somehow, there is always an alternative. And that alternative will always be there because it's open source. Well, emulators in themselves, most of them are open source, but it's all a matter of where you can run the executables.
High-speed start confirmed.
Okay. I think that in that regard, Linux will always have our backs. But for as much shit that I talk about Linux, at least that will always be an alternative. In case if at some point in the future Windows wants to forbid emulation. So then again, I don't know how they will even be able to do that. I mean, emulation, first of all, is not illegal. It could be made illegal. Like, you never know. Like, the governments that are out of touch, they could make anything illegal if they want to. But even if that's the case, I feel like it will be extremely hard to enforce, because you will have to go in a case-by-case scenario. In the sense that if you want to forbid an emulator from being run, you will have to manually block every single, every single emulator in itself. Yeah, it's legal in the whole world. Like, emulation is not illegal anywhere in the world. The only thing that is illegal is downloading copyrighted material from the internet, which, well, first of all, nobody enforces because it's impossible to enforce, but even if you could enforce it, it's still not related in itself to the concept of emulation. Emulation is an independent concept to how you obtain the games to emulate, right? So in that regard, emulation at the moment is legal in the whole world. And I think it will keep being that way, because it's like, what could you even make illegal? You will have to make an extreme, like a very big amount of software illegal if you make emulation illegal. So yeah, that won't happen, basically. I don't think there's anything to worry about. And as I said, even if they did, it's absolutely impossible to enforce. I mean, all emulators work differently. All emulators are written in a different way. They use completely different logic. So I don't think it will be possible to even enforce. But don't worry, emulation is not going anywhere. Emulation is here to stay.
Proceeding to the next race.
I recently dumped Ridge Racer 7 from disk and repackaged with all DLCs. Yeah, that's the best way to,
The race
well, the best and the legal way to play emulated games,
3,
by dumping
2,
it
1,
straight from the
go.
disk.
Good start
Um,
confirmed.
that's also another crazy thing, since I was talking about modern gaming.
Good luck
That's
landing in
something that
first.
with modern gaming you couldn't do that way.
Contact with another
Because
car.
modern
Another driver
gaming,
fired his nitrous.
most of the times, does not contain the game in the disk. Usually the disk contains like a base that will be very small, and then it downloads everything else from the console servers. So obviously there will be other ways to obtain that is not dumping from a disk, but the point is that the disk dumping for modern gaming doesn't work, basically.
Confirmed.
Yeah, you have mandatory downloads. MS is bad for it. I mean, all companies do that. Like, you have Nintendo, Sony, Microsoft, all of them are including, like, if they have a physical release, because some games don't even have that. But for the games that have physical release, they usually don't include the whole game on the disc. In fact, if I'm not mistaken, the most recent Doom game, I don't remember the name. Yeah, I don't remember the name. But yeah, basically the latest Doom game, I don't remember for what platform. Like, the physical disc was only like a couple megabytes, because the entirety of the game was downloaded. Once you put the disc in, it downloads the whole game. So the actual content on the disc was only a few megabytes, which is pretty funny. Because yeah, the moment those servers close, it's the moment you have to say goodbye to play that game. Medieval? Is that how it's called? I didn't remember it having such a dumb name. That's pretty funny. But yeah, that game, apparently the physical versions, like, has nothing. Like, it only has the like the proof that you purchased it. Sorry for what? What happened? Oh, Dark Ages, okay, yeah. Yeah, I thought that Medieval was a little bit dumber than I remember. But yeah, Dark Ages. But yeah, that's basically the game. That's the game that the physical media is nothing. Like, the physical media is absolutely nothing, that you just put and it downloads it from the internet. But yeah, when those servers close, good luck. I hope you have it installed. Okay, what's this? Wheel colors? Oh, from within the garage. So, what garage? Oh, this garage. So you can edit. That's a funny way to display that. Wait. I don't understand. Oh, these are all class 1. But what are these numbers then? 2, 4? What does that mean? Because that's not the class. Well, I'm too lazy to edit the colors, honestly, but hey, it's cool that the option is there. I'm not gonna do it now. Not only that, but you also require creativity that I kinda lack. Don't worry about it. My creativity is very low. I try my best, but it's very low. Which could I use? I think most of this I already used them anyways. I mean, I could use this one, but we already seen that this car is kinda shit.
Terrazine 1.
I'm using it regardless.
Get ready to race.
Also, you cancel your message. I
The
didn't
race will
read.
commence at Surfside
I couldn't read what you said. But it's fine.
Good start confirmed.
Wait, why do I have so much nitros?
Good luck coming in first.
Maybe that's the way the car
Another drive
starts.
following is nice.
But maybe the cars that already start with nitro were not cheating. They were simply starting with that.
System damage.
Also, then class 3 is so fast, dude. It almost feels like I'm driving class 4 here. Unless I am. I was gonna say this is the last gen we will have physical media. I mean, it depends. Because see, here's the thing. Physical media right now is seen as a luxury, as a collectionist thing. And I'm pretty sure that the big games, like, well, in this case Doom Dark Ages, will always have like collectionist editions and all that. The question is if the console themselves will support that. And then it might not be the case. Like, if Sony particularly releases a PlayStation 6, the fact that it might have a model with an optical reader is most likely not gonna happen. So yeah, you might be right. It might be the last generation indeed. But yeah, it is the way it is. Like, ideally, I mean, I don't think that's a bad thing in itself. It's just that if that's the case, games should be sold without DRM. Like, because otherwise it's impossible to preserve them for the future. Oh, I almost lost that one. That guy was very close. But yeah, the thing is that it is what it is. I personally was never big when it comes to physical media, personally. But it's also true that...
Please be careful. You have increased your step.
what was I about to say?
Another drive following.
No, I mean, I was never big in physical media, but for preservation, it's very important. And as I say, the alternative is DRM-free games, which you already have platforms like Shioshi that do that, which is good. But obviously not everything is in Shioshi. And it gets even worse when you think about games that require a server to be played. Like, for example, gacha games, right? When you take into account those games, the preservation aspect is absolutely fucked. Pretty much. The Shioshi is very good. I mean, ideally the whole concept of DRM shouldn't exist. But yeah, it's been a thing for a very long time. But yeah, it is what it is. But look, I think that personally, what's important is that, you know, in most cases, unless you're talking a very obscure game, anything can be played if you look far enough. If you look into the internet far enough, I'm pretty sure that everything you want to play, you can probably play it. Wow, that guy is flying. Pretty funny. So it's essentially a matter of, well, I guess not liking something that is very obscure that no one bothered to archive, I guess. But yeah.
Very long jump confirmed.
Usually everything that got released on PC is available in one way or another, but it's also true that there are a lot of games made by indie developers, like back in the early 2000s, that try playing those games. Like, it's very hard because there is barely anything archived about them. But that's mostly because they are not popular enough. Especially if we're talking about Flash games. But yeah, I think that you will have to have a very niche interest in that. Usually everything that is relatively popular can be played. I mean, especially things.
Very long jump confirmed.
You know that there are a lot of games that might not be popular now, but were popular back then. The Ridge Racer series is the perfect example. Like, Ridge Racer is not popular at all now. It used to be back when this game released, but nowadays it's like it didn't exist. But that doesn't matter, because the fact that it was popular at some point in time means that it most likely means that someone archived it. You know?
Very long jump.
That it's available to be played somewhere. I think for franchises like this, we shouldn't worry. We are covered. So I won't be covered here because these guys are all overtaking me. God damn. I think I'm not winning this one. Damn. I think the problem was using this thing. Probably. Damn it. See, there was a problem with using this car. The problem with this car is that it's slow. That's the only problem it has. Like, the drift is okay. And well, the fact that it starts with nitro already is pretty nice, but unfortunately the regular top speed, I think it's the lowest one. But yeah, that's the reason why I got overtaken so much. There ain't much you can do about it.
Very long jump.
Yeah, we can try that again. There's no problem. Do you think we will see Ridge Racer 8? I don't think so. Problem is that you gotta understand that Bandai Namco is a multi-millionaire company. And multi-millionaire companies don't take risk anymore. And an arcade racing game, I can guarantee you that it's not gonna sell. Like, you will have to do something exceptional to make an arcade racing game sell. So, I don't think it's happening. But you never know. You could be surprised. It's just that I heavily doubt it. You could probably mention any arcade racing franchise, and my answer will probably be the same.
to go.
Like, unfortunately, arcade racing games don't sell nowadays. Like, if it's our racing game, it's mostly about what people call simcades, or just straight up simulators. Games like this one,
Very long jump confirmed.
yeah. I mean, you will have to take a risk. Like, if you're Namco and you somehow want to make Ridge Racer 8, you have to take a risk. And as I say, these companies don't like taking risks.
Another driver fired his
So my answer is no, but I would like to see it. But at the same time, I think a Ridge Racer game from modern Namco is probably gonna be absolutely littered with microtransactions everywhere. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's kinda like what happened with... There is a Dragon Ball game, which is Sparking Zero, I think it's called. It's supposed to be the continuation to the Budokai Tenkaichi series on the PS2. And unfortunately, the new game in the series, aside from the fact that a big portion of the roster is DLC, you also have the problem that it has even less characters than Tenkaichi 3. So at that point it's like, what are you even doing? So yeah, from modern Namco I don't really have too many hopes. Also, this is not gonna happen. I cannot use this car. I mean, I already knew it was a bad idea at the beginning, but this car really can do shit. Or at least I did something. Unlimited nitros. Yeah, well, not for this. Huh. So here you're actually unlocking like additional features. But yeah, it's not for this mode. But you can see that the speed of that thing is extremely low. So it usually is a bad idea. But yeah.
Get ready to race.
It is what it is.
The race will commence. 3,
This one
2,
will be naturally faster. I guess that's one thing that I don't like too much about this game, which is that it doesn't seem like the machines are very balanced. It seems that they are clear bad choices that you should never pick, and that car is one of them. I mean, it's less offensive than the dynamic drift ones, but it's still a car that there doesn't seem to be many reasons to pick it, you know? That's the problem. And here I'm already second place. Yeah, I have a feeling that the balancing in this game might be a problem. I have the slight feeling that the balancing will probably need some tweaking. Yeah, that's crazy. It's like there is no reason to not pick the car with the highest top speed that is not dynamic drift. You have zero reason to do it. Well, and this is the perfect proof of that. That's very wild. I'm already first before the second lap. I am first before the second lap. And with the other car I couldn't even be first at the end of the race. But something tells me that the cars are not very well balanced here. Okay, that's crazy actually. I mean, I already knew that, like, on the previous races I did. It's just that it doesn't really matter too much on the lower difficulties because you're gonna win regardless of what you pick. But here, in races where even if they are not hard, they require a little bit of, you know, speed. It's like there is absolutely no reason at all. But I'll say that that's pretty wild, without a doubt. It's indeed pretty wild. Okay, basically, you want to know what car to pick, look at the top speed, make sure that it's the highest top speed, and then make sure that it's not dynamic. Well, actually it's the opposite order. Okay, first check that it's not dynamic, and then of the remaining cars check whoever has the highest top speed. Okay, that's pretty crazy. Unfortunately, I don't remember how Ridge Racer 7 was in that regard. Like if it was balanced or not, because the thing about Ridge Racer 7 is that it has upgrades. Like, it's not that a car is the same all the time. A car, you can add a lot of stuff to it that I'm pretty sure it affects the way they drive. I think that if there is a car that in its base might be very bad, as long as you install upgrades you should be fine. And look at how far this guy is. Man, it feels like I played a completely different category here. That's absolutely nuts. Like, it really was a completely different category. Nice. Pretty cool. It's fine, don't worry about it. Just very funny overall. Well, that's gonna be particularly important by the time that I reach the master route. The master route. Well, and even before the master route, because I'm assuming that the expert route will also be hard. Essentially, you pick the car with the biggest top speed that isn't dynamic, and that's it. Nothing else needs to be done.
You have increased your stamina. Another driver fired his knives.
So you know that the announcer is saying you increase your stamina, as if Nitros was a stamina. Weird way of calling it.
2 laps to go. You have increased your stamina. Another driver fired his knives. Ready for double points. All nitrous
I'm getting
You have
triple
increased your
nitro
standing.
very often. This
Ultimate
is because
charge
I
detected.
don't really have the need to use nitro in itself.
Grid drift confirmed.
Quite telling that the car is so good that you don't really need to. It's just going normally is enough, pretty much.
Ready for madness. Ready, double madness.
In fact, here I'm gonna be building another
Finally, you are
another
currently in
triple
first
nitro at
place.
this rate.
Ready, double madness. All nitrous are ready to go.
All nitros, correct, all of them.
Five triple nitrous.
Okay, this thing just cannot be stopped. It's in a different level.
Ready for nitrous.
Just in a completely different level.
Fire nitrous. Ultimate charge detected. Ready for nitrous. Fire nitrous.
I mean, the second place is already entering the circular drift thingy. Okay. Now the clown car is even more of a clown
Finish line ahead.
with this insane comparison. Okay.
Replay.
Very. I don't know what the clown car is gonna say now, but I think that you have nothing left to say because the results speak by themselves and they are not saying very good things about you. Wait, Pac-Man? Oh, that's the minigame. Yeah, here is what it tells you that, well, you unlock the Heihachi voice on that one. Not all of those were cars either. And it seems that the end of the advanced thingy is a single race. Because this one I already did it. Like here it just continues
Okay.
what's normal, but... Yeah. I mean, I don't really know. Here it doesn't really make a difference.
Himmel EO. Get ready to race.
I mean, anything that is not the
The
clone
race
car,
will commence at Sunset Heights.
you know? If you use the clone car,
2,
you're a
1,
clown.
go. Good start confirmed.
It's the way it works.
Good luck coming in first.
But I wonder, this unlock should probably be a car, right? Just that at this point, the cars that you unlock,
You have increased your standing.
like there's not much reason to unlock a car. I mean, you have all the cars that you need. Well, the default cars are already all you need. You don't need anything aside from that. With the default cars, you can already do enough stuff, you know?
Contact with another car. You have increased your standing. Fire nitrous. Contact with another car. Ready for nitrous.
Nice.
Fire nitrous. 2 laps to go.
Okay, after this one, we'll start the duel route,
Ready for nitrous.
which I incorrectly thought that it was the expert one. I mean, I should be able to finish the dual route, but I don't think I will be able to set foot in the expert route at all, actually. Not today, I mean. We will see though, it's Saturday, I can stream for longer, of course. That possibility is always there. I am indeed in first place, and I will remain there. I mean, I feel like it's, well, as I said earlier on the stream, the Class 1 duels are gonna look so stupid. It really will feel like you're watching two grandpas race each other while running. That doesn't sound very nice. I mean, even with all those crashes I had there, I still very easily won that. But yeah, that's how non-problem the... Uh-oh. Oh, this might be a problem. Cancel save, do I want to? This might be a problem. Mirror courses are available for single race. That's pretty nice. I don't really care though, but I'm more interested about that corrupted save you just mentioned. Wait, what's this? Oh, it's the car I just unlock. I'm stupid. So it's just that I'm thinking so much about what it meant about save corrupted that I'm scared. How the hell can the save get corrupted? It's okay. We can still save, I'm assuming. Well, I don't know if there is a a save state on this thing or not. But hold up. Well, we got intermediate pretty nice, but... Hold up. Let me try to save manually. Yeah, that is a problem. That is indeed a problem. Alright. Guess I will have to investigate later. Problem is that this game can very easily... well, soft lock. That's the issue. And if it soft locks, I'm in trouble. I don't know if I should risk it like this. I probably shouldn't. But I don't know what else to do. I mean, I don't think it's the time to investigate that. Well, I'll keep going. I'll keep going and see how far I can get without this thing crashing. But this is very bad. This is indeed very bad. It would be funny if it crashed on the first attempt. No, it's fine. Oof. That was unexpected. That was really unexpected. I mean, if I knew that something like that could happen, I would have made a backup before I started the stream, but... How the fuck do you corrupt a fucking save, dude? That's insane. No more Heihachi. No, no more Heihachi because when I look at my VOD, it unfortunately didn't, you know, like the voice overlapped with mine a lot because they were essentially a very similar pitch, so I had to change it. But now we have a robot. Hey, how is it going, Wasabi? Though that's the list of my worries right now. Apparently the save file got corrupted and I'm not sure what to do.
2 laps to go.
Like, I'm a little bit concerned, to say the least. There is something I could try, it's just that it might be too risky. So, what I understand that it probably happened is that I think the whole save folder got deleted somehow. I really don't know how you can pull something like that off, but apparently it's what happened. And if that's the case, a way to rebuild that folder will be to like open the same game again and try to create a new save data. Because you can open 2 instances of this emulator at the same time. It's just that it's unpredictable what's gonna happen at that point. But then that's such a... like, that's very unexpected, dude. It's one of those things that I just don't know how to react to. From a fucking emulator, I really wasn't expecting a corrupted save. Because usually corrupted saves, usually, not always, but they tend to be because of hardware-related issues. You know, the memory card got broken, or like the lector, well, the lector or whatever you call the thing that detects the memory card is broken. But something that is entirely software like this, corrupting a save, I just don't know how to manage to do that. Like, it's weird.
3,
Oh well.
2, 1, go.
It is what it is.
Good start confirmed.
But if the whole if the whole save got if the whole save folder got deleted, that also probably means that the Saida Yosho save file also got deleted. Well, I don't really care about that. Not like I unlock anything worthy outside of wallpapers. Man, that's some crazy shit. And the worst part is that it's not like it got corrupted at the beginning of the stream when I opened the emulator or anything like that. It got corrupted in the middle of the stream. That's crazy, dude. It's not like I alt-tab or did anything that could cause it, which, I mean, alt-tabbing also shouldn't cause it. It just poof, went away. God damn it, dude. I don't think I can focus on a race like this when something like that happened. Well, now at least we can officially say that Xenia sucks. And we will be justified in saying so. Damn.
2 laps to go.
What an absolute fuckery. I think but then again, it wouldn't give me the option to create a new save. Like, it should give me the option to create a new save file now. Right? What alternatives do you even have? Well, you don't, to Xenia, that is. But, I mean, not having alternatives doesn't mean that the only alternative doesn't suck, you know? It still can mean it sucks. But damn, that's crazy, dude. Or maybe, as I was saying before, the emulator is so good that it also emulates save corruption. But then again, for a folder to disappear like that, that doesn't seem right. There's something that doesn't add up there. But I think that my best bet right now, since save states are not a thing in this emulator. If the problem is the fact that the save folder disappear, is opening another instance of the emulator, creating the save, and then pray to the goals.
Very long jump confirmed.
I mean, that would be pretty sad because it was starting to get exciting, because this was where you were actually starting to have the hard races, but yeah. I mean, at least it's labeled as an experimental emulator, but come on, dude. Don't do this to me. Like, that's so cruel. Like, such a cruel twist of fate, you know?
You have increased your standard.
Hey, I'm scared now. I'm very scared. I need to be held and being told that everything is okay. Like a little baby. Yeah, I'm a little bit nervous right now, that's for sure. Because obviously, if I cannot figure this out now, like, the playthrough is unfortunately over. Like, there's not anything I can do about it.
The race will commence at
Team. That's crazy, dude. That's so crazy.
go. Good start confirmed. You have increased your standing. Another drive, 5 minutes nitrous. Good luck coming in first.
Team.
Another driver is closing in.
Promise, if I open another instance of Xenia and I make it run, am I gonna destroy my computer? Am I gonna destroy this instance of Xenia, which I cannot destroy? It has to remain open.
Ready for nitrous.
Fuck, dude.
Ready for double nitrous.
I guess that such a turn of events can be even more exciting. Like, makes things more intense. But I would like a little bit less intensity if that's the case. I feel like this might be a little bit too intense for me. A little bit. So this is the kind of thing that if you wanted to do a comedy skit, you wouldn't be able to. If you wanted to do a comedy skit,
Ultimate charge detected.
wouldn't be able to come up with this shit.
Fire and nitrous.
Has to happen when you're trying to do things as intended.
Ready, double buttons.
Also, I don't know what this car is, but compared to the previous one, this guy is an absolute shover.
Very long jump.
He wasn't able to overtake me even once.
All nitrates are ready to go. Fire and nitrous. A new record. Final
I could also see, actually I can see the structure of the save directory, because that one got deleted, but apparently. But I have a Mushihime-sama folder that is flagged as portable. So what I could do is, well, that pretty much. Since it's portable, I can take the
activation through grip. Confirmed.
then you will write the skid and wouldn't be able to save it due to it getting corrupted too, of course.
Very long jump. Confirmed.
You know, like that's
Another drive.
it's unbelievable, dude. It really feels like I made a script for this stream and I came up with this shit by myself, you know?
Replay.
Because otherwise, it's like you cannot do this shit. Like, this shit just
Race will
happens.
commence at 3,
Yeah.
2, 1, go. High speed start.
Yeah, I promise that I'll try to... Though it's pretty fucked up that if you have a corrupted save... Though here the thing is that what it says that is corrupted is like the storage unit, rather than the save itself. Because obviously, if the save was corrupted, it will just overwrite it. Unless you're trying to load it, of course. But here you're just trying to save.
Contact with 11 car. Ready for double buttons. Pass
But-
ahead to take the lead.
Yeah, if you're trying to... You know...
Another driver firing his nitrous. Fire and nitrous.
Honestly, I don't know what to say. Like, I feel like I'm so... gone mentally right now. I'm still winning though. I mean, that's how little I need to pay attention to the game.
2 laps to go.
I can definitely do all this shit when my brain is going on low consumption. Oh, speaking of low consumption, something that's not gonna be low consumption is the new monitor I bought. I bought a new monitor. It's supposed to be a low delay, high refresh rate monitor. And it's like it consumes 10 times the amount of voltage that the one I'm using right now does. But theoretically, assuming that the low delay thing is not a lie, there are a lot of games that I should play a lot better. Problem is that I also need to get used to like new timing in games like Project Diva. I will have to probably test that a lot. Because if the delay is indeed lower, I need to adjust the in-game delay. Like I already did it like some time ago, but like I will need to do it again.
You are in second place. Closing it fast on first place.
Well, I don't think that should be a problem because I mean I can simply do it.
Contact with another car. Another driver firing his nitrous.
Yeah, don't worry.
With another car.
I'm gonna do the... Well, actually, I could do it after finishing this race, checking what I wanna check. It's just that... No, okay. since you autosave after you go back to the grid, what I should do is check what I wanna check after I'm done with the 6th race, which is the last one of this route. I mean, I'm so nervous. Why do you do this to me, emulator? Why are you like... Oh, I thought the race kept going, but no, it doesn't. You want excitement, you get excitement. Oh, in this track, a race like this, that might be a problem. I mean, a race like this is supposed to be about the other car always being on your ass, so whether the track is short or long shouldn't make any difference, because like the race itself could take a whole hour or it could take a single minute, and it wouldn't matter because this guy will constantly be on your ass regardless. So yeah, the fact that the track is short doesn't make a difference. That's your punishment for pirating games? Dude, how do you... Alright, first of all, I legally don't confirm nor deny Wasabi's statement. I'm not legally liable to what my next statement is gonna be. But how the fuck do you want me to buy this game officially? Like from the Xbox servers that close? Or from the resellers that have nothing to do with either Xbox or Namco? Because you know that there are some Ridge Racer games that are playable on modern consoles, like for example R4 and company, like the PlayStation 1 games. They are, well, R4 I'm sure it's playable on modern PlayStation consoles, but this one I'm pretty sure it's not. So yeah, this is one of those cases that it's either playing it this way or it's not playing it. No, I know you're joking, but no, that's a legitimate concern in cases like this, because games like this are not playable in any other way than emulating them. So of course, you don't know how I got the ROM. That's the thing. Like, I could have easily gotten the ROM by dumping it. Like, you know, a friend just lent me his Ridge Racer 6 DVD, and I'm simply dumping it. It's over. It's over. It's unfortunately over. Come on, dude. Why do you do this?